ಸಂಸಾರದವ ನಲಲೀಡಲೋಕ ತ್ರಾನಾಯ ಕಾರುಣ್ಯ ಗಣಗಣತ್ವಂ प्राप्तस्य कल्याण गुणनवस्य वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणारविन्दम् प्राप्तस्य कल्याण गुणनवस्य वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणारविन्दम् महाप्रभो कीर्तन नित्य गीता वादित्रमाद्यान् मनसोरसेना महाप्रभो कीर्तन नृत्य गीता वादित्रमाद्यान् मनसोरसेना रोमाञ्चकाम्पा सुतरङ्गबाजो वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणारविन्दम् रोमाञ्चकाम्पा सुतरङ्गबाजो वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणारविन्दम् श्रीविग्रहाराधन नित्यानना सिंगारतान्मन्दिरमजनादो युक्तस्य भक्तां च नियुञ्जतोऽपि वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणारविन्दम् चतुर्विधा श्री भगवत्प्रसादा स्वादान्न तृप्तान् हरिभक्तसङ्गान् चतुर्विधा श्री भगवत्प्रसादा स्वादान्न तृप्तान् हरिभक्तसङ्गान् कृतैव तृप्तिं भजता सदैव वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणारविन्दम् श्रीराधिकामाधवयोरपारा माधुर्यलीला गुणरूपनाम्नाम् प्रतीक्षणा स्वादनलोलुपास्य वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणारविन्दम् निकुञ्जयूनो रतिकेलिसिद्ध्यै यायालिभिर्युक्तिरपेक्षणीया तत्रादिदाक्षात् अतिवल्लभास्य वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणारविन्दम् साक्षाद्धरित्वेन्द समस्तशास्त्रे उक्तास्तथा भाव्यत एव साद्भिः किन्तु प्रभोया प्रिय एव तस्य वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणारविन्दम् यस्य प्रसादात् भगवत्प्रसादो यस्य प्रसादान् न गति कुतोऽपि ध्यायन्सु वां तस्य यशस्त्रीसन्ध्यं वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणारविन्दम् वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणारविन्दम् वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणारविन्दम् नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरा भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरा भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Nila Madhava Radha Nila Madhava Radhe, Jayo Jagannatha Jayo Baladeva Jayo Subhadrama Jayo Sudarshana, Jayo Sita Ram Jayo Sita Ram Jayo Sita Ram Jayo Lakshmana Hanuman, Jayo Lakshmi Narasimha Jayo Lakshmi Narasimha Jayo Lakshmi Narasimha Jayo Lakshmi Narasimha, Jayo Gauranitai Jayo Gauranitai Jayo Gauranitai Jayo Gauranitai, Jayo Prabhupada Jayo Prabhupada Jayo Prabhupada Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Guru Deva Jayo Guru Deva Jayo Guru Deva Jayo Guru Deva, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Jai Om Vishnu Pada Brahmamsa Padaka Acharya Ashtota Chata Shishmat His Divine Grace Aparachana Vrinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai ISKCON BBT Bhaktivedanta Institute Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnu Pada Brahmamsa Padaka Acharya Ashtota Chata Shishmat His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Ki Jai Nam Acharya Srila Haridasa Ku Ki Jai प्रेमिसे कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत दाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। श्री वज्रभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय। श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। श्री अयोध्या धाम की जय। गंगा मई की जय। यमुना मई की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। तुलसी देवी की जय। समावृत भक्तवृंद की जय। हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। Transcendental Book Distribution की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि। All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Praladadadaine. Hiranyakashipurvakshaha. Shilatanka nakhalaye. Ito Narsimha parato Narsimha. Yato yato yami tato Narsimha. Bahir Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha. Narasimhamadim Sharanam Prapadye. Narasimhamadim Sharanam Prapadye. Tava Karakamalavare-nakam Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringa Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Isha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jayo Narsingadev, Jayo Narsingadev, Jayo Narsingadev, Jayo Narsingadev. Jayo Narsingadev, Jayo Narsingadev, Jayo Narsingadev, Jayo Narsingadev. Jayo Prahlad Maharaj, Jayo Prahlad Maharaj, Jayo Prahlad Maharaj, Jayo Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jaya
सत्यवत्याय नमो नमः वृंदाय तुलसीदेवाय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णुभक्तिपदे देवी सत्यवत्याय नमो नमः वृंदाय तुलसीदेवाय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णुभक्तिपदे देवी सत्यवत्याय नमो नमः वृंदा देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय।
नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी 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 नमो नमः राधा कृष्ण सेवा पावो अभिलाषी 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 ये तुम्हार शरण लो तारा वांछ पूर्ण हो ये तुम्हार शरण लो तारा वांछ हो कृपा कोरी कोरो तारे वृंदावन वासी कृपा को कोरो तारे वृंदावन वासी मोरा अभिलाष विलास कुंज दियो वास मोरा विलास कुंज दियो वास नयने हेरिबो सदा युगल रूप राशि नयने हेरिबो सदा युगल रूप राशि हे निवेदन धारो सखीरनुगत कुरु हे निवेदन सखीरनुगत कुरु सेवाधिकार दिए करो निज दासी सेवाधिकार दिए दासी दीना कृष्ण दासे को ये न मोरा हो दीना कृष्ण दासे ये न मोरा हो श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेमे सदा ये न भासी सदा ये न भासी श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेमे सदा ये न भासी श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेमे सदाय नबासि नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्महत्यादिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्महत्यादिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्महत्यादिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे यानि च पापानि ब्रह्महत्यादिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे जय तुलसी महारानी 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 जय वृंदे देवी 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 जय वृंदा देवी जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव वृन्दाय तुलसीदेव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्णभक्तिप्रदे देवी सत्यवत्याय नमो नमः। वृन्दाय तुलसीदेवी प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्णभक्तिप्रदे देवी सत्यवत्याय नमो। वृन्दाय तुलसीदेव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्णभक्तिप्रदे देवी सत्यवत्याय नमो नमः। तुलसीदेव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्णभक्तिप्रदे देवी सत्यवत्याय नमो। वृन्दाय तुलसीदेव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्णभक्तिप्रदे देवी सत्यवत्याय नमो नमः। वृंदा देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय।
Oh Tulasi, beloved of Krishna, I bow down before you again. My desire is to attend the service of Shri Radha and Krishna. Whoever takes charge of you has a wish fulfilled. Please have mercy upon him and make him a resident of Vrindavana. My desire also grant me residence in the precious groves of Sri Vrindavana Dham. Thus within my vision shall behold the beautiful pastimes of Radha and Krishna. I beg you to make me a follower of Karo dancer. Please give me the privilege devotional service and make me my own maid servant. This very fallen lowly servant of Krishna praise. May I always swim in the love of Shri Radha and Govinda. Srimati Tulasi Maharani ki jai. There are 10 fences in the matter of chanting holy names that should be avoided, and they are as follows. 1. To blaspheme the devotees who dedicate life for propagating the holy name of the Lord. 2. To consider the name of the demigods like Lord Shiva or Brahma to be equal to independent name Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the orders of a spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature pursuing the Vedic version. 5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination. 6. To give some interpretation of the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities and strength of chanting the holy name. 8. To consider chanting Hare Krishna one of the auspicious religious activities, offering Vedas, fruit activities, karma, ganda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about the glory of the holy name. 10. To not complete faith in the chanting holy names, and to maintain material attachment in your understanding. So many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee claims the Vaishnava must carefully guard against these 10 offenses. In order to quickly achieve desired success, Krishna, Prema. Now let us offer our most humble obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They are just as I trees who can fulfill to everyone, and they are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Shri Chaitanya Shastakam ki jai. Cheto Tarpana Marjanam Bhavamahadavagni Nirvapanam Shriya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavatu Jivanam Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamita Sadhanam Sarvatmasnapanam Paravijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakali Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatra Pita Niyamita Smaranena Kalaha Eta Deshi Tava Kripa Bhagavam Mamapi Durudeva Mi Desham Iha Janina Nurakaha Trinata Pi Sunijena Tarora Pi Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sada Harihi Na Thanam Na Janam Na Sundarim Kavitam Va Jagadisha Kamaye Mama Jammani Jammanishvare Bhavata Bhaktir Haituki Tvai Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mang Vishame Bhavam Buddha Kripaya Tava Pada Pankaja Stitaduri Satesham Vichintaya Nayanam Galadashuru Daraya Vatanam Gatkata Rudaya Gira Pulaka Nichitam Vapur Kada Tava Nama Grahane Bhavishati Yuga itam nimishena chakshuksha pravisha itam shunya itam jagat sarvam govinda virahe name ashri shava padaratam pinnashtumam hatarshanam marmahatam karotu va yatha tatha va vitatha lampato mat prana nathastu sa eva na paraha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Chaitanya Shikshastakam Ki Jai. Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes fire conditional life of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is prime benediction for humanity at large, because it spreads the rays and benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendent knowledge. It increases ocean transcendent bliss and enables to fully taste the nectar for which all is anxious. O my Lord, your holy name alone grants all benediction to human beings. Thus you have hundreds of millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, I invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out kindness enabled to easily approach you by holy name, but I'm so unfortunate I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw and street. One should be more tolerant than the tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor to desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. O Son of Mahananda Krishna, I'm your eternal servitor, yet somehow I fall into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one Adam to your lotus feet. O my Lord, while my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant the holy name, while my voice choke up and hairs my body stand and the recitation of your own name. O Govinda, feeling of separation comes a moment to be like a great millennium. Tears are flowing from eyes like torrents of rain, and I'm feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipable Lord, unconditionally. Shri Chaitanya Shikshastakam Ki Jai. Shri Mangala Aarti Prayers Ki Jai. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshu Litam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manopishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Soyam Rupa Kadamahyam Tatati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragnatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakham Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nivishesha Shunyavadi Pachajate Shatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namane Shri Varshabhani Devi Daitaya Kripaptaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhavin Namaha Madhuryo Jala Premadya Shri Rupa Nuga Bhaktita Shri Gaura Karana Shakti Vigrahaya Namostate Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dina Darine Rupa Nuga Viruta Pasiddhanta Dvantaharine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Viparambara Sambodhe Padam Pujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavarayate Gaura Virbhava Bhumistvam Nirtishta Sajana Priyaha Vaishnava Savabhauma Shri Jagannathaya Te Namaha Vancha Kalpa Turupishcha Kripa Sindhu Bhevacha Patitanam Pavne Pyo Vaishnavi Pyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurati Shin Namaha Pancha Tattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinapanto Jagapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jayatam Sratoro Pangor Mamamanda Matergati Masarva Swapadam Bojo Radha Modana Mohano Divya Divindadana Kalpa Durmadaha Shimadra Nagara Singhasanasto Shrimad Radha Shila Govinda Devo Prishtaribi Sevyamano Smarami Shriman Rasa Rasarambi Vamsi Vata Tatastita Karasham Venu Saner Gopir Gopinatha Shiyestuna Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sate Devi Panamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Thathara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Shri Mangalacharna Press Ki Jai. Shri Parama Samhita Ki Jai. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadyaradya Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam Chintamani Parakara Satmasuka Praviksha Lakshariteshu Surabhi Rabi Balayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Shatasam Brahma Sevyamanam Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Venum Kanantam Aravinda Dalaya Daksham Parharvatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kantarpa Koti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Alola Chantakala Savanamara Vamshi Ranangadam Paniyakeri Kalavilasam Shamam Tripanga Lalitam Yataprakasham Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasya Sakalendriya Vrittimanti Pashanti Panti Kalayanti Chiram Jaganti Ananta Chimmaya Satu Jala Vigrahasya Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Advaitam Achotam Anadi Mananta Rupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayovanam Cha Vedeshu Durlabam Adurlabam Atma Bhakta Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Pantastu Koti Shatavassara Sampragamyo Vayurathapi Manaso Munipangavanan Sopi Asti Yapapata Simya Vichinta Tatve Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ekopya Sora Chaitum Jagatanta Kotim Yachaksti Rasti Jagatanta Chayaya Tantaha Antantarastha Paramanu Chayantarastham Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yad Bhava Bhavitatiyo Manuchastateva Samprapya Rupa Mahimasana Yana Pushaha Suktaryam Eva Nikama Patitai Stuvanti Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ananta Chimma Rasa Patibhavitapi Stapya Evan Jarupataya Kalapihi Goloka Eva Nivasatya Kilatama Bhutto Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Premanjana Churutha Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadeva Hitayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundam Api Gunarslurupam Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ramadi Murtishu Kalanya Mena Tishtanna Navatara Makaro Puvaneshu Kintu Krishna Swayam Samabhava Paramapumam Yo Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the supreme Godhead. He is an eternal, blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin, and he is the cause of all causes.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor who is tending the cows, yielding all desire in abodes built with spiritual gems, surrounded by millions of purpose trees, always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis or Gopis.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is adept in playing on his flute, with blooming eyes like lotus petals, with head decked with peacock's feather, with a figure beauty tinged with the hue of blue clouds, and his unique loveliness charming millions of cupids.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, round whose neck is swinging a garland of flowers beautified with the moon locket, whose two hands are adorned with the flute and jeweled ornaments, who always revels in pastimes of love, whose graceful threefold bending form of Shama Sundara is eternally manifest.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, whose transcendental form is full of bliss, truth, substantiality, and is thus full of the most dazzling splendor. Each of the limbs of that transcendental figure possesses in himself the full-fledged functions of all the organs, and eternally sees, maintains, and manifests the infinite universes, both spiritual and mundane.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is inaccessible to the Vedas but obtainable by pure unalloyed devotion of the soul, who is without a second, who is not subject to decay. He is without a beginning, whose form is endless, who is the beginning and the eternal Purusha. Yet he is a person possessing the beauty of blooming youth.
I worship Govinda, the primary Lord, only the tip of the toe of whose lotus feet is approached by the yogis who aspire after the transcendental and betake themselves to pranayama by drilling the respiration, or by the Gyanis who try to find out the non-differentiated Brahman by the process of elimination of the mundane, extending over thousands of millions of years.
He is an undifferentiated entity as there is no distinction between potency and the possessor thereof. In his work of creation of millions of worlds, his potency remains inseparable. All the universes exist in him and he is present in all and is present in his fullness in every one of the atoms that are scattered throughout the universe at one and the same time. Such is the primeval Lord whom I adore.
I adore the same Govinda, the primary Lord, in whose praises men, who are imbued with devotion, sing the mantra suktas told by the Vedas, by gaining their appropriate beauty, greatness, thrones, conveniences, and ornaments.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, residing in his own realm, Goloka, with Radha, resembling his own spiritual figure, the embodiment of the ecstatic potency possessed of the 64 artistic activities. In the company of her confidant Sakhis, the embodiments of the extensions of her bodily form, permeated and vitalized by his ever blissful spiritual rasa.
I worship Govinda, the primary Lord, who is Shama Sundara, Krishna himself, with inconceivable, innumerable attributes, whom the pure devotees see in their heart of hearts, with the eye of devotion, tinged with the salve of love.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who manifested himself personally as Krishna and the different avatars in the world in the forms of Rama, Nrsimha, Vamana, etc. as his subjective portions. Bhagavad Gita 7.1 purport. Srinvatam swakata Krishna punya sravana kirtanaha hridayanta hi sohi apadrani vidinoti suhritsatam nasta prayeshva abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya Bhagavati uttama sloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki tada rajastamo bhava kama lobha dayaschaye cheta eter anavidam stitvam sate prasidati evam prasanna manaso bhagavat bhakti yogatah bhagavat tattva vijnanam mukta sangasya jayate vidyate hridaya grante schidyante sarva samasya shiyante chashma karmani drishta evatmanishware.
To hear about Krishna from Vedic literatures or to hear from him directly through the Bhagavad Gita is a self-righteous activity. And for one who hears about Krishna, Lord Krishna, who is dwelling in everyone's heart, acts as a best wishing friend and purifies the devotee who constantly engages in hearing of him.
In this way, a devotee naturally develops his dormant transcendental knowledge. As he hears more about Krishna from the Bhagavatam and from the devotees, he becomes fixed in the devotional service of the Lord.
By development devotional service, one becomes freed from the modes of passion and ignorance, and thus material lusts and avarice are diminished.
When these impurities are wiped away, the candidate remains steady in his position of pure goodness, becomes enlivened by devotional service, and understands the signs of God perfectly.
Thus, Bhakti Yoga severs a hard knot of material affection and enables one to come at once to the stage of asamshayam samagram, understanding of the supreme absolute truth, personality of Godhead. Therefore, only by hearing from Krishna or from his devotees in Krishna consciousness can one understand the science of Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Bhagavad Gita 18.29. Buddher bedam dhriteshchaiva gunata srividam srinu prochamanam aseshena prataktvena dhananjaya. Buddha of intelligence, Bhedam the differences, Dhrite of steadiness, Cha also Eva certainly, Gunata by the modes of material nature, Trividam of three kinds, Shrinu just here, Prochamanam as described by me, Asheshena in detail, Prataktvena differently, Dhananjaya, O winner of wealth. O winner of translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. O winner of wealth, now please listen as I tell you in detail of the different kinds of understanding and determination according to the three modes of material nature. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Now, after explaining knowledge, the object of knowledge, and the knower in three different divisions according to the modes of material nature, the Lord is explaining the intelligence and determination of the worker in the same way. Bhagavad Gita 18.30. Pravritim cha nivratim cha karya karye bhaya bhaye bandham moksham cha ye veti buddhim sapartha satviki. Pravritim, doing, cha, also, nivritim, not doing, cha, and karya, what ought to be done, akarye, and what ought not to be done, bhaya, fear, abhaye, and fearlessness, bandham, bondage, moksham, liberation, cha, and ya, that which veti knows, buddhihi, understanding, sa, that partha, O son of Pritha, satviki, in the mode of goodness. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O son of Pritha, that understanding by which one knows what ought to be done and what ought not to be done, what is to be feared and what is not to be feared, what is binding and what is liberating, is in the mode of goodness. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Performing actions in terms of the directions of the scriptures is called pravriti, or executing actions that deserve to be performed, and actions which are not so directed or not to be performed. One who does not know the scriptural directions becomes entangled in the actions and reactions of work. Understanding, which discriminates by intelligence, is situated in the mode of goodness.
18.31. Text 31, chapter 18. Yaya dharmam adharmam cha karyam cha karyam eva cha ayatavat prajanati buddhi sapada rajasi. Yaya, by which dharmam, the principles of religion, adharmam, irreligion, cha, and karyam, what ought to be done, cha, also, akaryam, what ought not to be done, eva, certainly, cha, also, ayatavat, imperfectly, prajanati, who knows, buddhi, intelligence, sa, that, partha, O son of Pritha, rajasi, in the mode of passion. Translation. O son of Pritha, that understanding which cannot distinguish between religion and irreligion, between an action that should be done and action that should not be done, is in the mode of passion.
धर्मम् इति या मन्यते तामसावृत्ता सर्वतान् विपरीतांश्च बुद्धि सा पारदातमाशी. Adharma, religion, dharmam, religion, iti, adharma, irreligion, dharma, dharmam, religion, iti, tasya, which manyate thinks, tamasa, by illusion, avrita, covered, sarva arthan, all things, viparitan, in the wrong direction, sha, also buddhi, intelligence, sha, that Partha, O son of Partha, tamasi, in the mode of ignorance. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. That understanding which considers a religion to be religion and a religion to be irreligion under the spell of illusion and darkness, and strives always in the wrong direction, O Partha, is in the mode of ignorance. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Intelligence in the mode of ignorance is always working the opposite of the way it should. It accepts religion when it accepts religion which are not religions which are not actually religions and rejects actual religion. Men in ignorance understand a man in ignorance understand a great soul to be a common man and accept a common man as a great soul. They think truth to be untruth and accept untruth as truth. In all activities, they simply take the wrong path. Therefore, their intelligence is in the mode of ignorance.
Bhagavad Gita 18.33 Dhrityaya dharyate mana pranendriya kriya yogenavya vicharaniya dhriti sa pardha satviki Dhritya determination yaya by which dharyate one sustains mana of the mind prana life indriya and senses kriya the activities yogena by yoga practice avyabhicharaniya charinya without any break dhriti determination saw that Partha, son of Pritha, Satviki in the mode of goodness. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. O son of Pritha, that determination which is unbreakable, which is sustained with steadfastness by yoga practice, and which thus controls the activities of the mind, life, and senses, is determination in the mode of goodness. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Yoga is a means to understand the Supreme Soul. One who is steadily fixed in the Supreme Soul with determination, concentrating one's mind, life, and sensory activities in the Supreme, engages in Krishna consciousness. That sort of determination is in the mode of goodness. The word avyabhicharaniya is very significant, for it indicates that persons who are engaged in Krishna consciousness are never deviated by any other activity.
Text 34. Yatu dharma kamadang dhrutya dhareti arjuna prasangina falakankshi dhriti sa partha rajasi. Yaya by which too but dharma religiosity, kama sense gratification, ardhan economic development, dhrutya by determination, dharayate one sustains, arjuna O Arjuna, prasangena because of attachment, phala akankshi desiring fruitive results, dhriti determination, sa that, partha O son of Pritha, rajasi in the mode of passion. Translation. But that determination by which one holds fast to fruitive results in religion, economic development, and sense gratification is of the nature of passion, O Arjuna. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Any person who is always desirous of fruitive results in religious or economic activities, whose only desire is sense gratification, and whose mind, life, and senses are thus engaged, is in the mode of passion.
Yaya swapnam bhayam sokam vishadam madam evacha navimonchati durmeda driti shabardhatamashi. Yaya by which swapnam dreaming, bhayam fearlessness, sokam lamentation, vishadam moroseness, madam illusion, eva certainly, cha also, na never, vimunchati one gives up, durmeda unintelligent, dhriti determination, sha that, Bharata, O son of Pratha, Tamashi, in the mode of ignorance. Translation. In that determination which cannot be beyond dreaming, which cannot go beyond dreaming, fearlessness, lamentation, moroseness, and illusion, such intelligent determination, such unintelligent determination, O son of Pratha, is the mode of darkness. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. It should not be concluded that a person in the mode of goodness does not dream. Here, dream means too much sleep. Dreaming is always present, either in the mode of goodness, passion, or ignorance. Dreaming is a natural occurrence. But those who cannot avoid oversleeping, who cannot avoid the pride of enjoying material objects, who are always dreaming of lording it over the material world, and whose life, mind, and senses are thus engaged, are considered to have determination in the mode of ignorance.
Bhagavad Gita 18.36 Sukham tve idanim trividham srinu me bharatarshava abhyasad ramate yatra dukkantam cha nigacchati. Sukham, happiness, tu, but, idanim, now, trividham, of three kinds, srinu, hear, me, from me, bharatashrubha, O best amongst the Bharatas, abhyasad, by practice, ramate, one enjoys, yatra, where, dukkha, of distress, antam, the end, cha, also, nigacchati, gains. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. O best of the Bharatas, now please hear from me about the three kinds of happiness by which the conditioned soul enjoys and by which he sometimes comes to the end of all distress. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. A conditioned soul tries to enjoy material happiness again and again. Thus he chews the chewed. But sometimes in the course of such enjoyment he becomes relieved from material entanglement by association with the great soul. In other words, a conditioned soul is always engaged in some type of sense gratification. But when he understands by good association that it is only a repetition of the same thing and is awakened to his real Krishna consciousness, he is sometimes relieved from such repetitive so-called happiness.
Text 37. Yattad agre visham iva parinami amrutopamam tatsukam satvikam proktam atma buddhi prasadajam. Yet which, tat, that, agre, in the beginning, vishamiva, like poison, pariname, at the end, amruta, nectar, upamam, compared to, tat, that, sukham, happiness, satvikam, in the mode of goodness, proktam, is said, atma, in the self, buddhi, of intelligence, prasadajam, born of satisfaction. Translation. That which in the beginning may be just like a poison, but at the end is just like nectar, and which awakens one to self-realization, is said to be happiness in the mode of goodness. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. In the pursuit of self-realization, one has to follow many rules and regulations to control the mind and the senses and to concentrate the mind on the self. All these procedures are very difficult, bitter like poison. But if one is successful in following the regulations and comes to the transcendental position, he begins to drink real nectar and he enjoys life. Text 38.
Vishayendriya samyogad yatad agre amritopamam pariname vishameva eva tad sukham rajasam smritam. Read the word to word. Daddy, read the word. I don't know. Read the word.
Vishaya of the objects of the senses, Indriya and senses, Samyogad from the combination, Yat which, Tat that, Agre in the beginning, Amrita Upamam just like the nectar, Pariname at the end, Vishame Iva like poison, Tat that, Sukham happiness, Rajasam in the mode of passion, Smrutam is considered.
That translation, that happiness which is derived from contact of the senses with their objects and which appears like nectar at first but poison at the end, is said to be of the nature of passion. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. A young man and a young woman meet, and the senses derive the young man to see her, to touch her, and to have sexual intercourse. In the beginning, this may be very pleasing to the senses, but at the end or after some time, it becomes just like poison. They are separated, or there is divorce. There is lamentation, there is sorrow, etc. Such happiness is always in the mode of passion. Happiness derived from combination of the senses and the sense objects is always a cause of distress and should be avoided by all means.
Text 39. Yadagri chanu bande cha sukham mohanam atmanah nidralasya pramadotam tatthamasam udahrutam. Yet that which, agre in the beginning, cha also, anubande at the end, cha also, sukham happiness, mohanam illusory, atmana of the self, nidra sleep, alasya laziness, pramada and illusion, uttam produced of, tat that, tamasam in the mode of ignorance, udahrutam is said to be. Translation. And that happiness which is blind to self-realization, which is delusion from beginning to end, and which arises from sleep, laziness, and illusion, is said to be of the nature of ignorance. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. One who takes pleasure in laziness and in sleep is certainly in the mode of darkness, ignorance, and one who has no idea how to act and how not to act is also in the mode of ignorance. For the person in the mode of ignorance, everything is illusion. There is no happiness either in the beginning or at the end. For the person in the mode of passion, there might be some kind of ephemeral happiness in the beginning and at the end distress. But for the person in the mode of ignorance, there is only distress both in the beginning and at the end. Text 40. Go ahead.
Natara asti prativyam va devi devashu va puna sattvam prakriti jair muktam yadebihi syatribihi birgunai. No.
Tat that. Asti there is. Prithiviyam on the earth. Va or Divi in the higher planetary system. Deveshu amongst the demigods. Va or Puna again. Sattvam existence. Prakriti Jai born of material nature. Muktam liberated. Yat that Abi from the influence of these. Sat is Tribi the three. Gunai, modes of material nature. Translation. There is no being existing either here or among the demigods in the higher planetary systems which is freed from these three modes of born of material nature. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Lord here summarizes the total influence of the three modes of material nature all over the universe. Text 41.
Brahmana, Brahmana, Kshatriya Vasham, Shudranam cha Parantapa, Karmani Bhaktani, Swabhava, Prabhavir Gunai.
Brahmana, the Brahmana, Kshatriya, the Kshatriyas, Visham, and the Vaishyas, Sudranam, of the Sudras, Cha, and Parantapa, O subduer of the enemies, Karmani, the activities, Pravibhaktani, or divided, Savava, their own nature, Prabhavai, born of, Gunai, by the modes of material nature.
Translation. There is no beginning existence.
Now Brahmanas.
There is no.
41.
Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Sudras are distinguished by the qualities born of their own natures in accordance with the material modes of chastiser of the enemy. Chastiser of the enemy.
Read 42.
Samodamastapa saucham shantir arjavam nevacha jnanam vijnanam ashtikyam brahma karma svabhavajam.
Sama, peacefulness. Dhamma, self-control. Tapa, austerity. Saucham, purity. Kshanti, tolerance. Arjavam, honesty. Eva, certainly. Cha, and Gnanam, knowledge. Vijnanam, wisdom. Astikyam, religiousness. Brahma, of a Brahmana. Karma, duty. Swabhavajam, born of his own nature. Go ahead, translation.
Rise.
Peacefulness. 42.
Oh, sorry.
42.
Peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness. These are the natural qualities by which the Brahmanas work.
Read 43.
Can I read more, Daddy? Because they're all not just translation.
Read 43.
Sauryam tejo vrittir daksham yuddhe kapi chapi apalayanam danam ishvara bhavascha kshatram karma svabhavajam.
Sauryam, heroism. Teja, power. Dhriti, determination. Dakshyam, resourcefulness. Yuddhe, in the battle. Cha, and Abhi, also. Apalayanam, not fleeing. Dhanam, generosity. Ishvara, of leadership. Bhava, the nature. Cha, and Shatram, of a Kshatriya. Karma, duty. Subhavajam, born of his own nature.
Heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity, and leadership are the natural qualities of work for the Kshatriyas.
Read 44.
Krishi go rakshya vanijam vaishya karma svabhavajam paracharyatmakam karma sutra shapi Swabhavajam. Swabhajam.
Subhavajam.
Subhavajam.
Krishi, plowing. Go of cows, Rakshya, production. Vanijam, trade. Vaishya, of a Vaishya. Karma, duty. Swabhavajam, born of his own nature. Paricharya, service. Atmakam, consisting of. Karma, duty. Sudrasya, of the Sudra. Api, also. Swabhavajam, born of his own nature. Translation 44.
Farming cow protection and business are the natural work for the Vaishyas, and for the Sudras there are labor and service to others.
Okay, next.
Sve karmani abhirata samsiddhim
Too loud.
samsiddhim labate nara swakarma nirata siddham yata vindati cha churnu.
Sway, each his own. Karmani, work. Abhirata, following. Samsiddhim, perfection. Labate, achieves. Nara, a man. Swakarma, in his own duty. Nirata, engaged. Siddhim, perfection. Yata, as. Vindati, attains. Tat, that. Shruno, listen. Translation. Abhi read translation.
By following his qualities of work, every man can become perfect. Now please hear me from me.
Now please
hear from me how this can be done. Text 46, chapter 18. Yata pravritti.
Too loud.
Yata pravrittir bhutanam ena sarvam idam tatam swakarmana tam abhyacha siddhim vindati vanava.
Yata, from whom. Pravritti, the emanation. Bhutanam, of all living entities. Yena, by whom. Sarvam, all. Idam, this. Tatam, is pervaded. Swakarmana, by his own duties. Tham, him. Abhyarchya, by worshipping. Siddhim, perfection. Vindati, achieves. Manava, a man. Translation.
By following his qualities of work, every man can become.
46.
No, 45.
46.
Okay. By worshipping of the Lord, who is the source of all beings and who is all pervading, a man can attain perfection through performing his own work. Purport. As stated in the 15th chapter, all living beings are fragmental parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord. Thus, the Supreme Lord is the beginning of all living entities. This is confirmed in the Vedanta Sutra. Janmadi Asya Yata. The Supreme Lord is therefore the beginning of life of every living entity. And as stated in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the Supreme Lord, by his two energies, his external energy and internal energy, is all pervading. Therefore, one should worship the Supreme Lord with his energies. Generally, the Vaishnava devotees worship the Lord, the Supreme Lord, with his eternal energy. His internal energy. The external energy, his external energy, his external energy is a perverted back no, is a perverted reflection of the eternal energy. The external energy is a background, but the Supreme Lord by the But the Supreme Lord, by the expansion of his plenary portion, as Paramatma, is situated everywhere. He is the supersoul of all demigods, all human beings, all animals, everywhere. One should therefore know that as part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, one has his duty to render service unto the Supreme. Everyone should be engaged in devotional service to the Lord in full Krishna consciousness. That is recommended in this verse. Everyone should think that he is engaged in a particular type of occupation by Rishikesha. The master of the senses, and by the result of the work in which one is engaged, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, should be worshipped. If one thinks always in this way in full Krishna consciousness, but then by the grace of the Lord, he becomes fully aware of everything. That is the perfection of life. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 12.7, Tesha 12.7, Teshamaham samudarta, the devotee, the Supreme himself takes charge. The Supreme Lord himself takes charge of delivering such a devotee. That is the highest perfection of life. In whatever occupation one may be engaged, if he serves the Supreme Lord, he will achieve the highest perfection.
Text 47. Shreyan Swadam.
Can I read the first? You can read everything else. Shreyan Swadharmo Viguna Paradharmat Swanushtitat Swabhavaneya Tam Karma Kurvan Napnoti Kilbisham.
Shreyan, better. Swadharma, one's own occupation. Viguna, imperfectly performed. Paradharmat, then another's occupation. Su anustitat, perfectly done. Swabhava niyatam, prescribed according to one's nature. Karma, work. Kurvan, performing. Na, never. Apnoti, achieves. Kilbisham, sinful reactions. Translation. It is better to engage in one's own occupation, even though one may perform it imperfectly, than to accept another's occupation and perform it perfectly. Duties prescribed according to one's nature are never affected by sinful reactions. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. One's occupational duty is prescribed in Bhagavad Gita. As already discussed in previous verses, the duties of a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Sudra are prescribed according to their particular modes of nature. One should not imitate another's duty. A man who is by nature attracted to the kind of work done by Sudras should not artificially claim to be a Brahmana, although he may have been born into a Brahmana family. In this way, one should work according to his own nature. No work is abominable if performed in the service of the Supreme Lord. The occupational duty of a Brahmana is certainly in the mode of goodness, But if a person is not by nature in the mode of goodness, he should not imitate the occupational duty of a Brahmana. For a Kshatriya or administrator, there are so many abominable things. A Kshatriya has to be violent to kill his enemies, and sometimes a Kshatriya has to tell lies for the sake of diplomacy. Such violence and duplicity accompany political affairs. But a Kshatriya is not supposed to give up his occupational duty and try to perform the duties of a Brahmana. One should act to satisfy the Supreme Lord. For example, Arjuna was a Kshatriya. He was hesitating to fight the other party. But if such fighting is performed for the sake of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there need be no fear of degradation. In the business field, also sometimes a merchant has to sell so many lies, has to tell so many lies to make a profit. If he does not do so, there can be no profit. Sometimes a merchant says, "Oh my dear customer, for you I am making no profit." But one should know that without profit the merchant cannot exist. Therefore, it should be taken as a simple lie if a merchant says that he is not making a profit. But the merchant should not think that because he is engaged in an occupation in which the telling of lies is compulsory, he should give up his profession and pursue the profession of a Brahmana. That is not recommended. Whether one is Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Sudra doesn't matter. If he serves by his work the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even Brahmanas who perform different types of sacrifice sometimes must kill animals because sometimes animals are sacrificed in such ceremonies. Similarly, if a Kshatriya engaged in his own occupation kills an enemy, there is no sin incurred. In the third chapter, these matters have been clearly and elaborately explained. Every man should work for the purpose of Yajna or for Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Anything done for personal sense gratification is a cause of bondage. The conclusion is that everyone should be engaged according to the particular mode of nature he has acquired, and he should decide to work only to serve the supreme cause of the Supreme Lord. 48.
I know, I was following. I'm not done that yet. Sahajam karma kaunteya sadosham apina tyajat tyajat sarvarambahi doshena dumena gnir iva vritta sahajam. Wait, can you repeat that?
Born simultaneously, karma, work, Kaunteya, O son of Kunti. Sadosham, with fault, api, although, none ever. Tajit, one should give up. Sarvaramba, all ventures. He, certainly. Doshena, with fault. Dhumena, with smoke. Agni, fire. Iva, as Ahavruta, covered. Go ahead. Translation. 48.
Every endeavor is covered by some fault, just as fire is covered by smoke. Therefore, one should not give up the work born of his nature, O son of Kunti, even if such work is full of faults. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. In conditioned life, all work is contaminated by the material modes of nature. Even if one is a Brahmana, he has to perform sacrifices in which animal killing is necessary. Similarly, a Kshatriya, however pious he may be, has to fight enemies. He cannot avoid it. Similarly, a merchant, however pious he may be, must sometimes hide his profit to stay in business, or he may sometimes have to do his business on the black market. These things are necessary. one cannot avoid them. Similarly, even though a man is a Shudra serving a bad master, he has to carry out the order of the master, even though it should not be done. Despite these flaws, one should continue to carry out his prescribed duties, for they are born out of his own nature. A very nice example is given herein. Although fire is pure, still there is smoke. Yet smoke does not make the fire impure. Even though there is smoke in the fire, fire is still considered to be the purest of all elements. If one prefers to give up the work of Kshatriya and take up the occupation of a Brahmana, he is assured that in the he is not assured that in the occupation that in the material world there no one can that in the material world in the occupation of a Brahmana he is
There are no unpleasant duties.
of a of a Brahmana there are no unpleasant duties. One may then conclude that is in the material world when no one can be completely free from the contamination of material nature. This example of fire and smoke is very appropriate in this connection. When in wintertime one takes a stone from the fire, sometimes smoke disturbs the eyes and other parts of the body. But still, one must make use of the fire despite disturbing conditions. Similarly, one should not give up his natural occupation because there are some disturbing elements. Rather, one should be determined to serve the Supreme Lord by his occupational duty in Krishna consciousness. That is perfectional point. When a particular type of occupation is performed for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord, all the defects in that particular occupation are purified. When the results of work are purified, when connected with devotional service, one becomes perfect in seeing the self within. That is self-realization.
Text 49. Asakta buddhi sarvatra jitatma vigata spruha naiskarmya siddhim paramam sanyasinadi Asakta buddhi, having unattached intelligence. Sarvatra, everywhere. Jitatma, having control of the mind. Vigata spruha, without material desires. Naishkarmya siddhim, the perfection of non-reaction. Paramam, supreme. Sanyasena, by the renounced order of life. Adigachati, one attains. Translation. One who is self-controlled and unattached and who disregards all material enjoyments can obtain by practice of renunciation the highest perfect stage of freedom from reaction. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Real renunciation means that one should always think himself part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, and therefore think that he has no right to enjoy the results of his work. Since he is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, the results of his work must be enjoyed by the Supreme Lord. This is actually Krishna consciousness. The person acting in Krishna consciousness is really a sannyasi, one in the renounced order of life. By such a mentality, one is satisfied because he is actually acting for the Supreme. Thus, he is not attached to anything material. He becomes accustomed to not taking pleasure in anything beyond the transcendental happiness derived from the service of the Lord. A sannyasi is supposed to be free from the reactions of his past activities, but a person who is in Krishna consciousness automatically attains this perfection without even accepting the so called order of renunciation. This state of mind is called Yoga Ruda, or the perfectional stage of yoga, as confirmed in the third chapter. Yastva Atma Ratiryeva Syat, one who is satisfied in himself, has no fear of any kind of reaction from his activity.
Text 50, chapter 18. Siddhim prapto yata brahma tatapnoti nibodhami me samaseneva kaunteya nishta gnanasya ya para siddhi.
Siddhim, perfection. Prapta, achieving. Yata, as Brahma, the Supreme. Tada, so Apnoti, one achieves. Nibodha, try to understand. Me, from me. Samasena, summarily. Eva, certainly. Kauntaya, O son of Kunti. Nishta, the stage. Jnanasya, of knowledge. Ya, which. Para, transcendental.
Translation. O son of Kunti, learn from me how one has achieved this perfection can attain to the supreme perfectional stage, Brahman, the stage of highest knowledge, by acting in the way I shall now summarize. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Lord describes for Arjuna how one can achieve the highest perfectional stage simply by being engaged in his occupational duty. Performing that duty for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one attains the supreme stage of Brahman simply by renouncing the result of his work for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord. That is the process of self-realization. The actual perfection of knowledge is in the attaining pure Krishna consciousness. That is described in the following verses. Daddy, can I read the verse?
Yeah.
No, wait, I don't think we have time. This is a big verse, Daddy. Daddy, we'll say Hare Krishna. Big Daddy. So close. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. We'll stop right there.
How many times should I remind you, Rana? Don't come too close.
Okay, Daddy. Okay. Daddy, what microphone should we use? This one is working.
We can use both. I'll sing, you play drums.
Oh, I'll repeat.
And don't make too loud noise.
Ah, here. Daddy. Which number is this, Daddy? Daddy, what number microphone?
Why?
I need to turn the volume down. It's so high.
Check it. The way to check is look at the wire. Go there.
All the way?
Look at the connection. There is a number attached to it. Keep going to the end.
Okay.
Keep going to the end connection.
It doesn't say.
Okay, just stay away. Don't change anything now. I beg you. I beg you not to change anything. I beg you. I beg you. Just stay away from the microphone. Too away. B, I beg you. Listen, please. You have a bad habit of not listening, Abhi. I just want you to stay. Just put it away from you. Don't need to put it more.
They're too loud. I lowered the volume, but it's still too loud.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada.
Shri Guru Cherana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma.
Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma.
Bandhamuyi Savadana Mate.
Bandhamuyi Savadana Mate.
Jehara Prasadi Bhai E Baba Turiya Jai.
Jahara Prasade Bhai E Baba Toriya Jai.
Krishna Prapti Hoy Nyaha Hote.
Krishna Prapti Hoy Jaha Hote.
Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Kya.
Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya
करी हमारी आशा श्री गुरु चरणी रति ऐसे उत्तमा गति जय प्रसादि पूरे सर्वा आशा चक्षुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाशा जाते वेद गाय जहरा चरितो श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आदमा जे नारा बंधु लोकनाथ लोके राजीवाना आहा प्रभु कोरो दोया देहा मोरे पादा छाया हे बेजास घुसुक त्रिभुवाना नीला प्रभुपाद पतिता पावाना जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare.
Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Gaura Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol.
Yeah, put it. The lotus feet of our spiritual master, the only way by which we can attain pure devotional service. Bow down to his lotus feet with great awe and reverence. By his grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is a perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From him ecstatic
Phenomena emanates. By him ignorance is destroyed. Vedic scriptures sing this character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, the friend of the poor, and the Lord and master of the devotees. The devotee. O Master, be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. Your fragrance spread all over the three worlds. We take shelter of your lotus feet. We take shelter of your lotus feet. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.